and welcome back to Heinz Field. 3 down, 1 to go, and this, guys, is the big one. Woodland Hills versus North Hills. It should be a doozy, and I actually had a chance to talk to the North Hills coaches during the AAA game, and these guys said despite the snow and the whipping winds, they like this kind of weather. They say it favors the Indians. The North Hills coach is telling me that the tore-up ground will slow everything down, which favors their team against a faster Woodland Hills team. Well, for more pregame analysis, we'll send it upstairs to Stan Savern and Don Yanessa. Hey, guys.
Hi, Trenny. Thanks very much. Welcome to the Quad A championship game between undefeated Woodland Hills. There's something redundant about saying undefeated Woodland Hills, and North Hills, a surprise team to get here at 9-3. Joining me on the Quad A telecast is longtime Baldwin coach, and before that at Aliquippa, Don Yanessa. Don, good to see you again.
Good to see you too, Stan.
This is a surprise for North Hills to be here. Nobody planned on it. Even Jack McCurry, who's been here 7 times before, did not expect this team to arrive.
They were young and they weren't very big and they're not extremely talented. They have some talent there, but it's not what you call great Quad A talent. However, defense is the name of the game, and those guys can play some defense. He's got a defensive coordinator by the name of Pat Terry, who played for him at North Hills. This guy has done a terrific job with the Indians as far as their defense is concerned.
North Hills has allowed just 55 yards per game rushing in the last 3 playoff games, and in addition to that, allowed only 6 first downs to Penn Hills and quarterback Anthony Morelli in their playoff win last week.
That win over Penn Hills was an awesome feat. They won 10-0, and to beat Penn Hills and to shut them out, that was something that nobody expected, including Jack McCurry or perhaps even his defensive coordinator, Pat Curry. But let me say this to you. Outside of the Hopewell game, which was the opening game, they gave up 34 points. Since then, they haven't given up 6 points a game.
Absolutely. And they've given up just a handful of points in the last 5 games. In fact, they've given up 22 points in the last 6 games, and 17 came last week against Gateway. So you can, get an idea. Talking about the Woodland Hills defense, they can shut teams down as well. Woodland Hills is trying to do something that no team has done, the WPIAL in Quad A, since 1988-89, when Upper St. Clair won back-to-back titles. Woodland Hills trying to do it, and their key guy on offense, and they've got a lot of weapons, is Ryan Monday.
Well, Ryan Monday is just like, Steve Breston last year is somebody the year before Steve Breston again, but now it's Ryan Monday. But he has so much support around him with regards to great football players. I mean, when you talk about Woodland Hills, you talk about Selman, Morgan, Yezevich, as well as Monday. And you know what? They got a pretty good defense themselves, like you said, and Billy Morton is the guy that's responsible for that defense. He's the coordinator for the Wolverines. The field conditions actually have not been too terribly bad considering the use, and we all understand this Heinz Field turf. The wind continues to blow, the snow continues to fall. I would imagine, Don, this plays into North Hills' hands because it may be a slower track for the quicker team, that being Woodland Hills. Well, this is what North Hills was hoping for, and I wonder, though, if that's going to be the case, because in watching the game I saw between Hopewell and Pine Ridge, it looked like the footing was decent out there. So, and we've gotten a lot of snow flurries, but we haven't got, I don't think, any moisture that's really sticking to the turf. So maybe that's not going to be the factor. But the last time they played, they didn't play in the rain, and it was a 7-0 football game.
It was a 7-0 football game. We talk about that North Hills defense. They lost, but they only lost 7-0. As good a game as Woodland Hills has gotten all year long. It's the Quad A championship game. Undefeated Woodland Hills at 12-0 against the Indians of North Hills 9-3. And we'll be back at Heinz Field coming up in just a moment on Fox Sports Net Pittsburgh.
Hey guys, let's not forget, man, this is the NFL show.
And the NFL's hardcore, so we must stay hardcore.
That's right. Tom, you've been out here the longest. You got to make sure that, me and Michael don't get caught up in that Hollywood stuff, You
can count on me. If you guys fall off the wayside, just let me know, man.
Mike, I think I'm going to get the either the polish or the clear.
No, just get a nice buff.
Hey guys, how about a bikini wax next?
Ooh. The NFL Show with Irvin, Syracuse, and Davidson, Saturday and Sunday on Fox Sports Net.
On the next Beyond the Glory, for Doug Flutie, being underestimated served as motivation.
He won the Heisman. He proved everybody wrong.
But his son's battle with autism became his toughest challenge.
And men got scared living daylights out of us.
And it gave him a purpose greater than football.
I really believe that this is his calling in life.
The triumphant story of a larger-than-life athlete. Doug Flutie, Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Hey, Tom. Brian Jordan. How's the show going? It's going pretty well. Looks like you lost a couple pounds. No, really, I almost didn't recognize you. Seriously? Hey, you want to come on the show sometime? Sounds good. Catch up with you later. All right.
This guy is one of the best conditioned athletes in the league.
Yeah, not like Tom's fat ass.
ACC basketball returns. A dominant form. A superior gang. Tobacco Road comes alive as John Chaney's Temple Owls battle Wake Forest and superstar Josh Howard. ACC Sunday Night Hoops returns December 1st on Fox Sports Net. Basketball evolved to its highest state.
The rivalry dates back more than 70 years, but this year it's the start of a new era. Don't miss the action when crosstown rival Duquesne invades the Peterson Event Center this Saturday, right here on Fox Sports Net Pittsburgh.
The rivalry has been going on for a long time. 1932 was the first game, and it's great, to have the interest in basketball in the city and in Western PA. I like to call it the city game. Two quality Division I schools battled it out.
You might not be able to get a seat for the game, but don't worry, we've got you covered. It all starts with the Panthers pregame at 7, tip-off at 7:30, and afterwards a special edition of Pittsburgh Sports Tonight. Don't miss the new players in this classic rivalry, Pitt, Duquesne. It all starts at 7 this Saturday, right here on the home of Pittsburgh Panther basketball, Fox Sports Net Pittsburgh.
I'm okay right here.
The WPIAL Football Championships on Fox Sports Net are brought to you by the Pittsburgh Tribune-Review. Get a better read on sports. By McDonald's, we love to see you smile. And by UPMC Health System, choose your health care as if your life depended on it.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Welcome back to Heinz Field. Stan Savran and Don Yanessa. There are the North Hills cheerleaders. Both teams still in the locker rooms as we await the opening kickoff to tonight's game. Woodland Hills comes in with a record of 11-0, and here's how they got to Heinz Field. They had a first-round bye because of the Central Catholic issue. I'm sure you're all well aware of that. Then in the second round, they shut out a good Bethel Park team, 35-0, and last week beat Gateway, 34-17. And again, they have given up a grand total of 22 points in the last 6 games, and 17 of those came in last week's game, which means if you lost your pocket calculator, they've given up 5 points in 5 games. For Jack McCurry and his North Hills Indians, their overall record is 9-3 in the WPIAL playoffs. They defeated Fox Chapel 27-12. Then they went on to beat North Allegheny, their backyard rivals, 34-7. And last week, as Don mentioned, they shut out Penn Hills 10-0. Don, if you look at these two teams and the way this game figures to play out, first of all, keys to victory for North Hills.
Well, obviously, they got to play defense. I mean, that's what they do best. Woodland Hills has a lot of weapons. You know, they've got receivers. They've got a quarterback that's thrown for a lot of yards. It's a pretty sharp kid. They got some running backs that pile up big yards. And Woodland Hills, as you mentioned, plays great defense. So North Hills is going to have to match them up on the defensive side of the ball. And then it would help if they score some points, too.
At least 3. You have to score 3 to win somehow. What about Woodland Hills? What's their key?
Well, Woodland Hills has it all. I mean, they've got an offense that scored, like 300 and some points over the course of the season. I think it's 330 points. They've only given up 77 points. My God, that's about 6 points a game or less. So they have the whole package. And another thing is, North Hills is going to play a lot of guys both ways, at least 5 or 6, including their quarterback. Whereas Woodland Hills will play Monday both ways on occasion, not always. And maybe Yezevich on occasion both ways. But for the most part, Woodland Hills will two-platoon. And Jack can't do that at North Hills. So that's a tremendous advantage for the Wolverines.
Don, your Baldwin club played Woodland Hills very tough in your regular season ball game. You lost the game, but only 13-7. Now here we have North Hills playing Woodland Hills on October 18th. They lose the ball game 7-0. But in terms of the psychology, after all, Woodland Hills, number 1 in the WPIAL, number 1 in the state, number 3 USA Today. But these North Hills kids, having played them eyeball to eyeball, what does that mean to a high school football player to know, hey, we went up against these guys and acquitted ourselves very well?
Obviously, that's what the coaches have talked about all week, and that's what the kids have talked about among themselves, and that's what they've talked about over the dining room table with their families. But remember, a year ago, Central Catholic took Woodland Hills to the nth degree. It was a 31-27 game, I think it was, in double or triple overtime, and Woodland Hills just barely won it. And then they showed up here at Three Rivers, and we expected not Three Rivers, but Heinz Field, we expected a heck of a game, and it ended up a blowout, 41-7. So you just don't know what that first game really means.
Well, look at the first North Hills, North Allegheny game, and then they come back, and in the playoffs, they knock them off.
Perfect example.
Well, the WPIAL is determined to make this a two-day affair, starting at 12:30, sure to go into the morning. We're still awaiting the arrival of the teams on the field. Here comes North Hills, Woodland Hills to follow. We'll take this break and be back with the opening kickoff in just a moment.
I said, put icy hot in the Lions kicker's sock, not Brian Urlacher's jock. Huh?
JB, Terry, Howie, and Jimmy host football's most animated pregame show, featuring Jillian's Forecast and Kimmel's Upset Special. Fox NFL Sunday, this week on your local Fox station.
Bradshaw?
ACC basketball returns. A dominant form. A superior game. Tobacco Road comes alive as John Chaney's Temple Owls battle Wake Forest and superstar Josh Howard. ACC Sunday Night Hoops returns December 1st on Fox Sports Net. Basketball evolved to its highest state.
On the next Beyond the Glory, for Doug Flutie, being underestimated served as motivation.
He won the Heisman. He proved everybody wrong.
But his son's battle with autism became his toughest challenge.
And men got scared, living daylights out of us.
And it gave him a purpose greater than football.
I really believe that this is his calling in life.
The triumphant story of a larger-than-life athlete. Doug Flutie, Beyond the Glory, Sunday at 8 on Fox Sports Net.
Get closer and go farther every day.
I'm Tom Foreman.
And I'm Nora Green. Join us for a daily journal.
Exploring the world and all its wonders.
National Geographic Today on the National Geographic Channel.
Pittsburgh has a nightly sports report dedicated to hometown teams and hometown highlights. Your teams, your town, your show. Pittsburgh Sports Tonight, nightly at 10 on Fox Sports Net.
Come board with us.
College basketball on Fox Sports Net. Big East Player of the Year, Brandon Knight, leads Pitt against Duquesne.
Come board with us.
Tomorrow at 7 on Fox Sports Net. This week on the NFL Show, the guys look back at McNabb's heroic effort and break down what the Eagles must do to stay in the playoff hunt. And you'll never believe what the Niners are saying as Tommy visits the Bay. The NFL Show on Fox Sports Net. Ryan Newman was born to make NASCAR more exciting. The Daytona 500 returns this February only on Fox.
That is Jack McCurry of North Hills High School, his 25th year coaching in high school football. This is his 8th trip to the WPIAL championship game. He's a four-time winner, winning in 82, 87, 1993. He tied for the title in 1985. On the other sideline, George Novak, now in his 16th year at Woodland Hills, coached at Steel Valley before that. This is the fourth consecutive title game for Woodland Hills. They're fifth in the last 7, and they have won 3 times in 1996, 1999, and last year, seeking to become the first Quad A team to repeat since the late 1980s. 88, 89, when Upper St. Clair won back-to-back WPIAL titles. Chris Ebert will kick off for North Hills. North Hills won the toss. They elected to defer to the second half. Woodland Hills will take the ball first. Chris Morgan back deep. 3 players deep for Woodland Hills. The Quad A championship game is underway. Squib kick coming to the near side. Picked up by Monday. Watch the reverse. Monday keeps looking for the far sideline. Gets out near the 20, across the 20, and out to the 23-yard line. Making the tackle, Bill Lamb for North Hills. Get used to that. Bill Lamb is an outstanding middle linebacker. He roams sideline to sideline. Don, he's as good linebacker as we're going to see in the WPIAL. Many think he's the best.
We talked about him off camera, Stan, and the fact of the matter is there are a lot of people that think he can play Division I football. I mean, they got him listed at 6'2", 210. Some people think he's a little shorter than that, but I'll tell you, he plays big. I mean, the guy is the leading tackler in North Hills history.
Dennis Selman, the junior quarterback, 6'3", 190 pounds. First down and 10. Chris Morgan is the single setback. It's Morgan with a football. Not much of a hold. Gets up to the 25-yard line for a gain of 3. It'll be 2nd and 7. Right defensive end, Pierre Pleasant, the senior, makes the tackle. Here's the Woody High offense. Matt Yezovich, the younger brother of fullback Mark Yezovich, is the tight end. Ryan Monday, he's the all-purpose wide receiver. Oliver Yezovich, the fullback. Chris Morgan, their leading rusher with 1,380 yards, averaging 7.5 yards per carry. There's the offensive line. Hall, Bannister, Coyne, Sperduto, and Licius. 2nd down and 7. I formation. Again, it is Morgan. Left tackle. Got the corner. He's across the 35 and run out of bounds. Stepped out of bounds at the 35-yard line. That will be good for a first down. Good job blocked by pulling guard Paul Sperduto. Here is the North Hills defense. D'Alessandro, Eckert, Pleasant, and Zerwine. Lasik, Barzan, Lamb, and Batakiefer are the linebackers. Dippold, Kappas, and Fichter are the deep backs. Fichter, the starting quarterback. He goes both ways. 1st and 10 after a gain of 7. Morgan hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain. Good penetration again by number 71, Pierre Pleasant. Pierre is a senior, 6'2", 300 pounds.
You know, this Woodland Hills will mix it up offensively, Stan. You'll see them in a lot of single back sets. Then they'll come out in slot. Then they'll come out in the pro set. They'll come out regular strong and what we call X when the fullback lines up away from the tight end. They will mix it up and they will probe. And they'll look for a weakness somewhere in the North Hills defense. Maybe something they didn't spot the first time the two played. They're very methodical about how they approach their offense.
Shane Fletcher, a defensive back, also comes in a wide receiver, number 20. Here's the counter tray. The give off up the middle and up to the 42-yard line. Morgan still on his feet and driving up to the 47-yard line, making the 43-yard line 2 yards shy of the first.
Morgan showed a lot of balance on that run. It was the counter tray, and, you know, he didn't have a lot when he turned it up inside. He was going to get a couple of yards, but that balance that he has showed there, I mean, that's why he's gained 1,380 yards and scored 17 touchdowns for the Wolverines. He's got great balance, and he knows how to go north and south.
He averages 7.5 yards per carry. Has rushed for 16 touchdowns. He gained 187 yards in the 7-0 game, Don, but he did fumble twice.
The turnovers never help anybody's offense, that's for sure.
It is now 3rd down and 2, Woody High at their own 43. Here's the stretch play. Morgan, 1st down and 20 more. Across the 50 and into North Hills territory at the 46-yard line, finally dragged down by senior linebacker Bill Lamb, number 33, 6'2", 210, but not before Morgan picks up big yardage and a 1st down.
Well, they've got something going already here. Now, Woodland Hills has moved the ball a considerable distance after that opening kickoff. We've got a streaker.
Well, If this had been May, I wouldn't have been nearly as impressed.
I was going to say, it's too cold. It's too cold to do that nonsense.
Inside handoff. Again, more running room to the 38-yard line. Remember now, this North Hills team had been giving up an average only 55 yards rushing per game in the playoffs. Already, Woodland Hills has taken the ball from the 25-yard line all the way to the 40-yard line. That right there is 40 yards in the first drive.
But the problem is, Woodland Hills is not Fox Chapel, North Allegheny. They're not even Penn Hills because they beat Penn Hills by 4 touchdowns this season.
Slot left, wing left. Morgan again finds a hole inside the 30 to the 29-yard line, and yet another Woodland Hills first down. And again, Paul Sperduto, number 77, through the key block, 6'2", 302-pound junior.
He came across the field on a downfield block that time, and he sealed off the linebacker and allowed Chris Morgan to gain a few more yards. Morgan's going to get a lot of calls tonight, obviously, because, he's hot. This guy's streaking too, but he's got his uniform on.
Ryan Monday, number 21, slot right. They've got a wing right. Morgan make that Yezevich this time, the fullback getting his first carry. The senior, number 35, stopped by Bill Lamb. The gain is from the 30-yard line to the 26. We'll call it a gain of 4, 2nd and 6.
Every now and then they'll give the ball to the fullback. Mark Yezevich isn't going to get a lot of carries. He'll get enough, just enough to complement what Morgan is doing. But this 6'1", 232-pound senior, he's a load. He's the kid that's going to Pitt.
Now Yezevich on a wing right, 2nd down and 6. Morgan, nice cut, looking to get outside, finds running room near the first down marker, but he'll be a yard shy at the 21-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 1. Jake Barzin, number 35 for the Indians, makes the tackle. Listen to the sizes of this Woodland Hills offensive line. 304 pounds, 296, 302, 307, and the skinny center, Marty Coyne, at 250. I wouldn't like to feed him, I can tell you that.
Someone's doing a good job, though, feeding him, I promise you.
3rd down and a yard from the 21-yard line. Again, strong formation to the left side. Morgan, the single setback. Morgan hit at the line of scrimmage, but drives forward inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. That'll be good for a gain of a bit more than 2, but more than enough for the first down. Lamb again on the tackle, but Woody High grinding out yardage, grinding down the clock on the first drive of the football game.
If my memory serves me correctly in this drive, Stan, I think Chris Morgan has carried the ball every time but once in this whole drive, right? So all these yards are his outside of that one time that Yezevich carried the football.
Absolutely. It's been all him.
Watch for a reverse here anytime now. They're going to run something back on the inside.
Morgan to the left guard. This time he's hit at the line of scrimmage and dropped for no gain at the 18-yard line. Bill Lamb led the charge. Middle guard Joe Eckert also in on the tackle. Let's go down to the field and Trenny. Hey, Trenny.
Hey, Stan, thanks. Well, you talk about a team with a big old bullseye on their back. You talk about Woodland Hills. Not only are they ranked number 1 in the state, number 3 in the country, they have an 11-0 record. They're the defending WPIAL champs. George Novak told me earlier this week that his team does feel a lot of pressure. They feel the weight on their shoulders, but he told them the only rankings that matter are the ones at the end of the season.
He's right about that.
Well, play of the drive. This is Yezevich again. Finding the sledding a bit tougher. Thank you, Trenny. It's a gain of a yard to the 17-yard line, and it'll be 3rd down and 8. Jake Barzin, number 35, junior linebacker, 6'2", 185, had an interception last week against Penn Hills. Now, perhaps the first passing down, 3rd down and 7.
Well, the quarterback, Dennis Selma, can throw the ball, Stan. I mean, he's got a good arm, and he's got some accuracy, and I mean, he's got a good feel for what he has to do at that position. He's thrown for over 1,000 yards. They don't throw that much.
He's completed 48% of his passes, but he's not thrown a touchdown pass all year long. On a run, Morgan into the backfield, penetration, drives across the 15 and gets to the 14-yard line, but that'll bring up 4th down and a long 5. Mike Zerwine made the tackle. So it'll be 4th down and 5.
What they have done here is they have pounded the stretch play. They've tried to run it inside what's called the Zeus off the stretch. They've more or less let Morgan make a decision to run it inside or break it outside. And sometimes, you go to the well too often if you don't break a big one.
Now, Woodland Hills has not kicked the field goal all season long, so no surprise here. They're going for it. Selman, he's rushed, he's sacked, back at the 23-yard line. Bill Lamb charging in and sacking Dennis Selman, and that stops the 14-play Woodland Hills drive.
All that for naught. And, Bill Lamb, now they talked about him. Monday talked about him in the paper today, where he said he had told some college recruiter, you should recruit this guy. He's a beast. And what he is, he's a heck of a football player. And
all right, we've got 4:32 remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Back to Heinz Field in the Quad A Championship in just a moment.
The buzz has been so great on the all-new 2003 Accord that we've had to keep it under wraps. Oops. See more at Beryl Honda in Wexford, Pittsburgh's largest Honda dealer.
When cancer strikes the brain, it creates the most complex of dilemmas. How do you kill the tumor while preserving the mind? At Allegheny General, neurosurgeon Matthew Quigley does it with skill, technology, and teamwork. To preserve vital tissue, he plots the attack on a 3D image of the patient's own brain, then uses an infrared guidance system to find the tumor without the need for a large incision. For very deep tumors, he and radiation oncologist Russell Fuhrer team up to computer target the mass. They then direct hundreds of energy beams at the cancer with a linear accelerator guided by the radionics X-knife. The beam pattern conforms so precisely to the tumor's shape that surrounding tissue is left intact. The success of team assaults like these is one more reason we believe the best way to defeat cancer is to surround it. Allegheny General Hospital, part of the West Penn Allegheny Health System.
Do you take pride in what you do? Do others recognize you as a leader? Are you passionate about education and mentoring young people? If so, the Academy has an opportunity for you. A nationally recognized innovator in working with today's youth, the Academy is currently seeking individuals to teach, counsel, and coach the next generation. For more information, call the Academy at 412-885-5200. The Academy, where hard work and dedication still matter.
Save over $14,000 versus new on Beryl Pre-Owned Cadillacs. 2002 Sedan DeVille's $27,490 with 3.9% financing and a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Backed by Beryl Cadillac, Route 19 in Wexford.
We mentioned the North Hills had given up just 55 yards rushing per game in the playoffs thus far. That's exactly what Woodland Hills got in their first drive. 55 yards, 14 plays. They ate up 7 minutes and 28 seconds on the clock, but came away without any points. And so now North Hills with its first possession of the ball game. To keep it by Scott Peak, the quarterback. He gets up near the 30-yard line and driven back. They say he's inbounds. We'll give him the 30-yard line. That's a solid gain of nearly 8 yards. Ryan Monday, the free safety, made the tackle, but it'll bring up a 2nd down and 3.
Scott's a good option quarterback. You're going to see him carry the ball a lot tonight, Stan, or else, on the option, either carry it or give it off to the fullback or even pitch it if that opportunity presents itself. I noticed that Woodland Hills, who normally plays a 40 defense, just was in a 50 on that first down snap, and they shifted in what we call a bear, where the tackles will normally play over the tackle, shift down over the guards. So they were in a 50 defense and a bear front.
Fichter is the second leading rusher on North Hills' team. Corey Jacobs, number 44, the tailback, is the leading rusher. There's the straight dive up ahead. It'll gain about a yard, slightly past the 30, but it will still be 3rd down and about 2. Joe Cabrib makes the tackle. Here is the North Hills offense. Bill Lamb, the linebacker, also plays tight end. Brady Church, the split end. The flanker is Chris Hulbert. Corey Jacobs, the primary running back. Sean Rouse is kind of a wing back, flanker type of back. Pierre Pleasant, you've met on defense. Tom Graham, Eric Norris, Mike Zerwine, and Mike Schmidt. The offensive line, the quarterback, Scott Fichter, and he faces a 3rd down and 2 just outside the 30-yard line. Fichter calling out an audible. Pro set, offset behind him. Here's the dive. This is Corey Jacobs, and he gets out to the 32, perhaps the 33. It'll be very close to a first down. Kashif Henderson, number 81, made the tackle for the Wolverines. Here is the Woodland Hills defense. Your first chance to meet them. Mark Malloy, keep an eye on him. He's a pretty tough customer. John D'Alessandro, Joe Cabrib, Calvin Jacobs across the front. Going to call for a measurement here. Mark Yezevich, Yahashua Murray, and Joe McDaniel are the linebackers. Ryan Monday, Anton Coleman, Darian Cochran, and Shane Fletcher, who also will play wide receiver on offense, rounds out the defensive 11. Here are the chains, and he's got a first down.
He got it by more than a yard, too, it looked like. But when I was looking at it, when the sticks were on the sidelines, I thought it would be closer than that. You know, you talked about how big those offensive linemen were for Woodland Hills. I don't guess these North Hill kids eat as well, because they're 270, 240, 225, and 225. And the right tackle's 280, so he's all right. But, I mean, these kids are scrappy from North Hills. They're tough. They've got a great tradition, just like Woodland Hills does.
Well, they play well together. That's how they got here. Brady Church flanked wide to the near side along the sideline. First and 10, unbalanced line left. Beaker looking to pass. He's tripped up, maintains his balance, trying to get outside. He'll not get there, and he's thrown for a loss back near the 30-yard line. Jaquan Leach, inside linebacker, a senior, number 47, came in to make the tackle, which officially will go as a sack. It's a loss of 3, second and 13.
You're not going to beat those Woodland Hills linebackers or outside backers running east and west. I mean, they're just too quick. They're too mobile. You got to go north and south. Of course, you know, he didn't want to go east and west. He was forced into that. But Woodland Hills right now, I think in the last 4 snaps, have been in 4 different defensive looks.
Well, it was excellent penetration by Malloy that really created the sack. Second down and 13. Quarterback draw. Beaker breaks out of 1 tackle, not out of break out of the second one, gets a couple of 32. It'll be third down and 11. Yahashua Murray makes the stop with help from Ryan Monday. So perhaps the first pass of the game coming up for the North Hills Indian on third and long. The Flyers are coming. The Flyers are coming. The Broad Street Bullies will be at the Igloo on Wednesday night. Third down and 11. I would imagine Jack McCurry wants to avoid these kinds of situations. Draw. Nothing. No way. Woodland Hills smelled that coming. They got great penetration. Murray and Malloy, the M&M boys, coming in. And North Hills never had a chance as we go under a minute here in the first quarter of play, and we'll have our first punt of the game. Chris Everett, number 1, to boot it away.
He needs to get a good one.
Morgan and Fletcher back deep for Woodland Hills. Pretty good kick. It's a line driver. This is Fletcher looking to get the near sideline, not able to do so, and returns the ball to the 40-yard line. Nonetheless, good field position for Woodland Hills with 14 seconds remaining in a scoreless first quarter. Shane Fletcher returning that punt for Woodland Hills. Shane is a senior, 5'11", 173 pounds, and the starting strong safety.
North Hills did a nice job of covering that punt, Stan. I mean, they were down there. They had their spike people containing Fletcher inside so he couldn't get to the perimeter, and there was a lot of pressure coming up inside for North Hills to make the tackle.
Pretty tough to detect the wind. It would seem that it's blowing left to right in the face of Woodland Hills, but it's been swirling around all day long. This is Selman looking to throw, firing deep over the middle. It's caught for a first down inside the 50-yard line. Monday still on his feet and is finally knocked down at the 43-yard line. So a first down pass. Monday with the reception, and that will put Woodland Hills in North Hills territory when we begin the second quarter of play.
It's a bootleg, and Monday comes across and catches the football, breaks the tackle, and picks up some more yards. This kid is the real deal. Of course, we know that.
The design and performance are unsurpassed. They offer comfort and, best of all,
This high-performance line uses up to 50% less fuel. The Lennox line of high-efficiency furnaces. To enjoy the quiet comfort of a reliable, efficient Lennox furnace in your home, call 1-800-9-LENNOX for the dealer nearest you. Lennox, unparalleled savings, comfort, and performance.
Hey everyone, this is Rob Pratt and welcome to my world, the world of my good friend George Leon at West Penn Billiards and their brand new location, Route 19 South in Cannonsburg, the #1 pool table dealer in the nation. West Penn Billiards, the only dealer for the top 5 brands of pool tables at all the top manufacturers on bars and stools and related game room equipment. Family owned and operated for 40 years. Stop by any of their 3 locations in the North Hills, Murraysville, and the new store, Route 19 South, Cannonsburg. Get the best price and service. It's guaranteed. West Penn Billiards.
Premier Lincoln Mercury used vehicles starting at just $49.95. Premier Lincoln Mercury luxury sport and SUV. Premier Lincoln Mercury, your certified pre-owned dealer, save thousands. Premier Lincoln Mercury many cars under $10,000. Premier Lincoln Mercury bankruptcy, bad credit or no credit, you could have pre-approved credit right now. Premier Lincoln Mercury, you could get that second chance you deserve. Premier Lincoln Mercury. Used cars start at just $49.95 at Premier Lincoln Mercury, Route 19 North, Cranberry Township.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Okay, Puddin'. Just getting the paper. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. What's up?
Hey.
Good morning.
You know, you can get the trim delivered to your home every day for 13 weeks, just $9.99.
Mm-hmm.
All set to begin the second quarter of play. We are scoreless. The 17-yard completion of Ryan Mundy, his 27th catch of the year. He averages 23 yards per reception, so he is their big play guy. Chris Morgan, left guard, inside the 40, gets to the 38-yard line, a gain of 4. It'll be second down and 6. You can see that with that opening drive, Woodland Hills has the big advantage in terms of first downs, total yards, just about everything, certainly time of possession, but we remain scoreless, although they are on the march again with a 2nd and 6 at the 38-yard line.
What's interesting about Monday, Stan, is the fact that everybody knows he's out there, number 21. Everybody knows how significant it is. Everybody knows he's a big play guy, and every game he does all those things that everybody knows about. Got some movement, I think, on Woodland Hills,
which would move it back to a second down and 11 outside the 40-yard line if it is against Woody High. Yep, there it is right there.
Tight end moved.
False start, the offense, your penalty remains first.
Matt Yezevich, the tight end, slight movement, but that's kind of like being slightly pregnant. Either you are or you aren't. It doesn't matter how much you move, if you move.
He did that.
Second down and 11. By the way, a score in the PIAA AAA playoffs. Perry tonight defeated Clearfield 61-0. Perry will now play the AAA Whitfield champion Hopewell next week. Now we're going to get a timeout. Dennis Selman, the Woody High quarterback, calling for a timeout.
George is going out on the field. I guess he wants to settle him down a little bit because, you know, those kind of penalties, when you've got second down and 5 or 6, and then all of a sudden someone does something, you know, where they're not thinking, it's a mental error that takes it back 5 yards, it kind of upsets you because you don't want it to be 2nd and 11. You want it to be 2nd and 5. But talking about that Perry deal, I mean, here's this team that hasn't given up a point all year long. I mean, that's almost unheard of. I mean, that's something that used to happen back in the 20s or the 1910s whenever they first started playing this game.
Back when you played without a helmet.
Thanks a lot. But the deal is that I'll be very interested to see what Hopewell does against those guys next week. I mean, this can't keep up forever. I mean, Hopewell's got a good offense. They're going to score points against Perry, I would think.
Tomorrow, college basketball takes center stage as Duquesne takes on Pitt. Coverage begins with Pittsburgh Sports tonight at Peterson Event Center. The opening there, 7 p.m. right here on Fox Sports Net. Talked to both Ben Howland and Danny Nee today, and both are excited to get the season underway, and certainly a special night for Pittsburgh and Pittsburgh basketball. And if you don't have a ticket, you probably don't because it's a sellout, you watch the game right here Fox Sports Net Pittsburgh. Here's the delay handoff to Morgan, and Morgan gets the penalty yardage back. It'll still bring up a 3rd down and 6. Jake Barzin made the tackle for the Indians. 3rd down and 5. By the way, the winner of this game will take on the winner of the Altoona Erie McDowell game, and the game will be on the road. It's the Quad A WPIAL champions' turn to travel. So the winner of this game will travel either to Altoona or to Erie next week for the first round of the PIAA playoffs, at least as far as Pittsburgh teams are concerned. 3rd down and 6. Yezevich, the lone setback behind Selman. It's Yezevich with the carry. And Yezevich has the first down to the 31-yard line.
North Hills is playing a 4-front, and they've got their linebackers off the line of scrimmage. They've got their corners and safeties off back. And up front, that Woodland Hills offensive line, I mean, they're getting the surge on those 4 white shirts up front. And as soon as that happens, Morgan or Yezevich breaks the line of scrimmage, and there's 3 or 4 or 5 yards before anybody gets an opportunity to wrap up and make a tackle.
Chris Kappas, the strong safety, had to come up and make the tackle. He's 5'8", 165. Clearly, you don't want your strong safety to be the first guy to hit the ball carrier. Morgan back in as the tailback. He gets the carry. Good penetration by North Hills, and a good job of pursuit.
Very good job of pursuit.
The Indians come up. Sam Dippold and Jake Barzin on the tackle. The gain is a couple into the 29-yard line, 2nd down and 8.
It's inside run, inside Zeus, and then it's stretch outside. That's the combination they've been using from the very beginning of the game, and it's worked effectively for them. But as you said, that pursuit for North Hills is so effective when they run outside that they've been able to hold them to minimum gains.
Give credit to Pierre Pleasant. He's the guy who got the penetration, and that forced Morgan off his intended route. 2nd down and 8. Morgan again breaks one tackle, not able to break a second one. Badekiefer coming up and making the tackle, and a nice ankle tackle there. A gain of a yard. It'll bring up 3rd down and 7.
They're playing them tough. You know, I mean, North Hills is given some, but, you know, when it gets down into this area here, like it got down the first drive, they were down around the 25 or 30-yard line. They fastened those chin straps down. They got real tough, and they stopped them. Well, on this 3rd down play right here, they've got 2 downs to stop them here, and if they do, that should excite them a little bit with regard to hanging into this game.
3rd down and 5. This time they line up in the eye. Someone's thrown one pass. It's complete. Looking for number 2. Throwing deep down in the middle, and it is well overthrown. Pass bounces in the end zone and out. It's incomplete. Sam Dippold on the covers, and that brings up 4th down and 6, and Woodland Hills in 4-down territory will attempt it. On 4th down, the intended receiver was Shane Fletcher.
Bill Lamb brought the bad news to Dennis Selman because he put a lot of pressure on him, and he smacked him just as he was releasing the ball downfield. Here's a look at it right here. He's back to throw the ball. Here comes Lamb.
That's a body slam there. That's a good solid
That's what
hit.
that kid does best. Hurts people.
A lot of people think that he is indeed the best defensive player in the WPIAL. And once again, Woodland Hills is having difficulty getting the play in on time, and they have to use their 2nd timeout on a stop clock. And here comes George Novak out on the field again. What do you tell your kids in that circumstance, Don?
Well, you know, it's like, get your head together. Let's run this offense. Let's do a better job. I mean, we're moving the ball down the field. Let's sustain the drive. Let's get it in the end zone. All kinds of stuff. And they might look at you and they say, Coach, why don't you call better plays?
Coaches only call the ones that work.
No, quarterbacks call the ones that work. Coaches call the ones that don't work. Ask any parent. They'll tell you that.
This is the grand finale of the day. Rochester wins another Class A championship game.
That's 3 in a row.
Yeah, 3 in a row, and they have really established quite a dynasty. You know, we talk about the powerhouses like Woodland Hills, West Allegheny in AAA, but clearly what they're doing up at Rochester is pretty substantial and astounding.
You know what's interesting about it? Dan Matsuk was the guy that won the first WPIAL championship at Rochester. His brother Gene took over. Now he's won 3. They get together every Sunday at Rochester for dinner at Mom's house. I wonder what those conversations are like now.
Who gets the biggest piece of pie? 4th down. Morgan finds a hole and drives near the 1st down marker. From this vantage point, it looks like he's going to be a bit short, but this will take a measurement. It was 4th and a long 5.
I think you're right, Stan. I don't think he got it. And I'll tell you what, if he didn't, and North Hills takes over with 8:17 to go in the second period, that's going to be a big shot in the arm for those kids from North Hills, because they've stopped them then twice when they were knocking on the door.
Good inside-out play by the North Hills defense. The Chains coming in from the far sideline. Scott Fichter, the senior cornerback and quarterback.
He didn't get it.
He did not. He's a good yard shy. And so for the second time, North Hills is able to hold on a 4th down deep in its own territory, and they take over on downs at their own 22-yard line.
Now, you know, here's the thing about it. If North Hills could generate some offense and they could get down the field and get close enough to put some points on the board, even if it's a field goal, that's going to be a great thing for them, because, you know, look, Woodland Hills is a better football team than North Hills. But the longer that you allow somebody to stay in the game with you and you're the better team, the tougher it gets on you and the more confidence the other guy gets.
They let them believe that they can play, and all of a sudden you've got an even game. 1st and 10 from the 22. Fichter, a little bit of a quarterback keeper, gets a yard. Joe Cabrib, senior, 6'3", 230 pounds, makes the tackle on Fichter. Leading rusher Corey Jacobs has barely touched the ball so far, Don.
Well, you know what? The game plan has been so conservative. Mostly the quarterback right there, I think that was like, that's one of those plays where you tap the center and you say, I'm coming, because you saw a gap, you know, between the guard and the center. It's been a very conservative offensive game plan so far for North Hills, but I think that's probably what Jack thought was his best, would serve him best in this game against Woodland Hills.
2nd down and 9. There's a wing back across the 30 and up to the 31-yard line. Sean Rouse, the wing back, picks up 8 yards to the 31. Will bring up 3rd down and a short 2. Murray and Calvin Jacobs making the stop for the Wolverines. Sean Rouse, number 22, senior, 5'11", 200 pounds. He's caught 17 passes.
He plays a lot of slot, but that time they had him in the tailback position. They handed the ball off to him on a crossing counter.
3rd down and 2. Jacobs driving for the 1st down, and he's got it up to the 34-yard line. 2nd 1st down of the ball game for North Hills. Leach made the tackle for Woody High. Something else, too, with a couple 1st downs, Don, North Hills could change the field position around just a bit.
Well, that would help, certainly, because you don't want Woodland Hills having to go 50 yards or less to get into the end zone if you can help it. If you can keep them 85, 90 yards away when they start on that first snap, that's the way you want to go.
This time they're spread. Got a slot left. 3 wide receivers on 1st down and 10. Fichter wants to throw. Now he's rushed out of the pocket. Throws to the sideline, way overthrown.
That was smart. Threw it away, Stan.
Yep.
You know, he was almost going to get trapped back there. Nobody was really open. He didn't take the sack, so now he's got 2nd and 10. Smart play by the quarterback, Scott Fichter.
Jack McCurry giving the play directly to his quarterback. Jack in his 8th trip to the WPIAL finals, the principal at North Hills High School as well.
He's a great coach, Stan. He's a great human being. He's got a tremendous personality. People don't know that about him. I got to coach with him in Texas last winter. I enjoyed it.
2nd down and 10 from the 34. Play fake. Fichter's in trouble. Going back the other way, and it is almost intercepted and dropped.
Dodged a big bullet there because, see, that's the kind of thing. They were running that little slip screen over the middle, and that ball popped up in the air. If Woodland Hills intercepts that and gets field position inside the 45-yard line, North Hills is in big, big trouble with 6:13 to go in the second period.
The pressure by Mark Malloy, the big senior defensive end. We talked about him, 6'4", 256, and Don, he looks like he's got a lot of room to fill out. He goes to a Division I college. He'll probably be 6'4" and play at 280.
Well, you know what? They've got so many guys. Mark Malloy is just another example of the kind of kids they produce at Woodland Hills. Rangy kids that can gain more weight and beat big-time players on a Division I level.
3rd down and 10. Inside handoff. Jacobs finds a hole initially. Grinds his way out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 6 yards, but it'll bring up 4th down and 4. Shane Fletcher made the tackle for the Wolverines. So 4th down and 4, and it'll bring on Chris Everett to punt. Fletcher and Morgan will go back deep for Woody High.
That wasn't a bad series for North Hills. I mean, they got a couple first downs. They kept the ball for a while. You know, they're winding the clock down in the second period. They're going to punt. If they get a good one and they cover, Woodland Hills is going to be a considerable distance away from pay dirt.
Everett's kick is taken on the run.
Good job.
Fletcher crawling his way up to the 40-yard line, and it is at that point that Woodland Hills will take over on offense. 5:32 to play in a scoreless first half. You're watching the Quad A Championship game on Fox Sports Net.
You got a buck, you're in luck. Women's. Bob Women.
Got a buck? You're in luck, because on McDonald's Dollar Menu, you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty or McChicken sandwich for just $1. Or you can add on a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, McValue fries, 2 pies, or more. All for just $1 each, every day at McDonald's.
You got a buck, you're in luck. We should take this act on the road. Maybe not.
Do you take pride in what you do? Do others recognize you as a leader? Are you passionate about education and mentoring young people? If so, the Academy has an opportunity for you. A nationally recognized innovator in working with today's youth, the Academy is currently seeking individuals to teach, counsel, and coach the next generation. For more information, call the Academy at 412-885-5200. The Academy, where hard work and dedication still matter.
Welcome back to Heinz Field, a 0-0 tie between Woodland Hills and North Hills. I'm here with the Executive Director of the WPIAL, Larry Hanley. First of all, Larry, talk about how competitive these games. I know you don't get to really sit and watch them, but these have been great competitive games today.
Absolutely. Some of the best games we've had in sequence over the past few years. We usually get 1 or 2 that are fairly hotly contested, but all 4 of these have seemed to be right there in the hat until the very end.
This is a little different having the games on a Friday. It's a work day. How has attendance been so far for you guys?
It certainly has been fall off from last year, but last year we had the great good benefit of Heinz Field being a brand new facility. We got a little bit of weather this year that it wasn't too nice, and our attendance is down somewhat, but nothing that we truly didn't expect. We didn't know what we were going to get into going on a Friday versus Saturday, and that had an effect on it too.
And for a while, you didn't know if you'd be able to for sure play here at Heinz Field. How great is it for the kids to be able to play here?
Well, if you go back there in the locker rooms, where they're coming out of the locker rooms, some of their feet aren't touching the floor. These kids really love this. This is a big moment for kids, and that's why we try to do this in any way we can.
Okay, great. Thanks very much, Larry. Back to you guys upstairs.
A bad break for North Hills. The pass by Selman went off the hands of safety Chris Kappas and right into the hands of Woodland Hills. A 63-yard touchdown pass. Here it is again. That's Ryan Mundy. Pass almost intercepted, turns into a 63-yard touchdown pass and the first score of the game. And now Woodland Hills, with their own version of the swinging gate, getting set for the extra point attempt. Yezevich will attempt the extra point. His brother, Matt, is the holder. Kicks down, pops straight up in the air, and no good. Those are the kind of breaks, Don, that North Hills cannot afford to have it go against them.
And those are the kind of breaks that Woodland Hills gets a lot, but then again, they create them because that ball came off with the fingertips of a North Hills kid, and Ryan Mundy, he's an athlete, and he's got tremendous hand-eye coordination, and he concentrated on the ball, and he brought it home, and he scored a touchdown. It's not surprising to see a kid of his caliber make that kind of play because he makes them all the time. And the last time these two teams played, the score was 7-0, and he, of course, caught the touchdown pass that beat North Hills. Not that this will be the last score of the night, but he's just a tremendous athlete.
Well, Chris Kappas is only 5'8". If he's 5'9.5", maybe he's got the interception because it just went off his fingertips and right into the hands of Ryan Monday and give him credit. He continued on his pattern.
Well, when you want to talk skill people and you want to talk athleticism, North Hills is definitely in a detrimental situation when you try to match up with the athletes wearing those black and turquoise jerseys.
Fichter, the quarterback, is one of the deep men. Chris Kappas, we've just been talking about him, on the near side. They stand at the 5-yard line. And Woody High will kick off. Mark Yezevich, the starting fullback and linebacker, will kick from the 40. It's a ground ball. Picked up at the 23 and fumbled. Woodland Hills says they've got it. And they do.
You know what, Stan? You know what really cracks me up about the situation is that it's an ugly kickoff. I mean, that's an ugly little squibby-dibby kickoff going down the middle of the field. Take a look at it. You know, they're going to get good field position, but they can't handle the ball.
And Sean Rouse is a wide receiver. Their wing back, he can't handle it.
Can't handle the ball. Now, they get the ball here on the, 27-yard line. It could be 14-0 here pretty quick.
Dominic Bass recovered for Woodland Hills. Matt Yezevich, the tight end, switches sides. So the strong side is the right side. Morgan hit and met and stopped for a 2-yard gain. Zerwine makes the tackle. It'll be a 2nd down and 8 from the 25-yard line, but the North Hills defense has probably got to stand up pretty tall here if they want to stay in this football game, even though we're still only 4 minutes away from the first half.
I'm looking for a reverse. They haven't run one yet. They love to run these reverses with Monday and their slot backs, and they fake one way and counter back the other way. I haven't seen it yet.
It's a good formation for it. The dive play inside the 25 and down to the 23-yard line. Joe McDaniel, the ball carrier. They're going to call it no gain. That brings up a 3rd down and 7.
George is staying pretty conservative here.
All in on the stop for North Hills.
Got 2 downs to pick up the 7 yards. Clock running down to 3.5 in the first half. A chance for Woodland Hills to really drive a stake through the heart of the Indians. The Wolverines facing a 3rd down and 7.
There it is. Here it comes. No, it's a counter trade.
Chris Morgan.
Morgan, a yard to the 24.
Morgan to the 24.
Brings up a 4th down and 6. Bill Lamb made the tackle. The North Hills can hold here, Don. It should be an emotional lift for them.
Yeah, it would help for sure. You know, that last time they came out in a slot, what we call a slot XY formation, Woodland Hills did. And when they run that counter trade, you know, most teams run the tackle or the guard traps and the tackle leads through the hole. In that formation, Woodland Hills likes to bring the guard, and he does the trapping, and the slot back comes up and runs the tandem lead through the hole. It's a nice play. They've had a lot of success with it. He's in there tight again. The slot guy is in there tight.
Morgan now 70 yards, 18 carries. Selman looking, throwing deep in the end zone. Man open, but overthrown and off the back line, over the end line, and incomplete. A flag is down at the line of scrimmage.
Ball's incomplete.
It's going to be against North Hills. I bet you it's roughing the quarterback.
No, holding on Woodland Hills. That penalty will be declined.
Oh, okay.
That was a 4th down play, and of course North Hills will take over on down. So the pass by Selman, well overthrown over the end line. Double coverage that time on Monday.
Penalties refused. 1st down, North Hills. That's the thing about it. Everybody double covers Monday in most cases, especially in situations like that when it's 4th and you know they're going to throw the ball. But you know what? He was actually behind those guys. He gets open anyway. What you really need to do is you need to put somebody up in his face, what you call buster coverage, and just beat him up on the line of scrimmage. Don't let him get downfield. Then have somebody over top.
Well, people would probably want to know, Don, about the chuck rule in high school football. We know what it is in the NFL. How often are you allowed to hit the guy?
You're allowed to stay with the guy all the way until the ball's in the air.
2 minutes and 28 seconds for North Hills.
Scott Fichter.
Fichter on the quarterback keeper. You saw his footing go out from under him. He maintained his balance. He gets 3 yards out to the 28-yard line. Tackle by John D'Alessandro, the sophomore defensive tackle. 2nd down, 7, clock running. North Hills has all of their timeouts remaining. Woodland Hills has but 1 remaining. There you see Ryan Mundy. He plays both ways. He caught the touchdown pass, 63 yards, a little bit of a volleyball act. Here's the counter. Rouse looking for a block. He gets it, drives to the 35-yard line, and has the first down across the 35 near the 36-yard line. Mundy made the tackle, but not before Sean Rouse picks up a first down. Calvin Jacobs also in on the stop. That stops the clock with 1:42.
That's been North Hill's best play of the evening. They've run it several times for decent yardage. It's just a handoff sweep is what it is, with the fullback leading the play, and they've been able to cut it up inside underneath the corner, and it's been good yardage for them. But they haven't had much more going for them outside of that.
1st and 10, offset I. Inside handoff to Corey Jacobs. He's got room. Across the 45 and up to the 48-yard line.
I guarantee you that was a trap inside. Somebody did a great job. Let's take a look at that play again if we can.
Jacobs' biggest gain of the evening.
Yep, the right guard. It looks like D'Alessandro came across and made a nice trap.
And North Hills has utilized its first timeout. They'll have 2 remaining. They've got a first down up near the 49-yard line. 1:16 to play in the first half.
Just when I said that the best play they had all night, a couple, 3 times where they got some yardage, was that handoff sweep. They run that quick trap up the middle. And that was a pretty nice looking play there too. That got up some good yardage and a first down.
We'll see what happens, obviously, but that stop after the fumbled kickoff return might turn out to be the biggest sequence of the game.
Yes.
North Hills stopping Woodland Hills at that point.
And unfortunately, for North Hills, if it hadn't been for that tip ball that Mundy so athletically held on to and scored with, this game would be zip going into halftime. Well, they're going to have to throw the ball now if North Hills wants to get some points on the board. You got 1:16. They got 2 timeouts left. I mean, they're at midfield, but they're going to have to throw the football if they want to get down someplace in a scoring opportunity.
Again, the wind is in their face. Brady Church, 8 receptions on the season, number 3, to the near sideline on 1st and 10. Jacobs on the dive.
Corey Jacobs.
They'll run the hurry up now.
Hurry up.
Picks up 5 to the 44-yard line. Jacobs again fighting for yardage, fighting for the first down. He looks like he's a bit short. D'Alessandro makes the tackle, and the clock runs. It'll be 3rd down and less than a yard. They're not using their second timeout here. Now, the clock will stop if they get the first down, but if they do, it'll be well inside 30 seconds to play. Keeps. He's got the first down. That'll stop the clock. The ball to the 39-yard line. Murray and Wade making the tackle. It's a first down, but they're still at the 39-yard line with just 26 seconds remaining. They do have 2 timeouts remaining. They'll use one of them here. So they'll have 1 left, Don.
Well, they can throw the ball.
Going to have to now.
They can throw the ball all 4 snaps. I mean, they can get 4 snaps in, I would think. They've got a timeout left.
And just like in college, for those of you who don't see a lot of high school football, the clock does stop on a first down as they move the chains. So you can get a first down, the clock will stop, hustle up, and call your play at the line of scrimmage.
We talked about the guy that coaches this defense for Woodland Hills, Billy Morton. He actually teaches in the Gateway School District, Stan. This guy has coached at a lot of schools. He's coached at Gateway, several other schools. He was a head coach at Red Lion. And he was a heck of a athlete, Billy Morton was. Came out of Wilkinsburg High School. And he had all kinds of football scholarships because he was an excellent football player, but he's also an outstanding baseball player. He got drafted by the Cincinnati Reds. And he was with the Reds for a while, but he couldn't cut it because he got beat out by another guy
I think his name was Pete Rose.
Heard him somewhere.
That's what I was told.
Can't remember. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line. Beaker on the roll. He'll keep and run out of bounds. Gets 4 yards, the 35. Running out of bounds to stop the clock. It'll be 2nd down and 6. Although the downs at this point aren't all that important. That play took 5 seconds.
We keep saying he's got to throw the ball, and they keep saying, no, we don't.
North Hills does have 1 field goal on the season. Chris Everett, the kicker, actually played soccer for North Hills and didn't go on for football until this year. He does have a field goal. He had a field goal against Penn Hills.
How far?
It was under 30, so they've got a ways to go. He's 1 for 4 on the season. 2nd and 6. Woodland Hills shows blitz, and we've got movement.
I don't think Woodland Hills broke the plane. I think somebody moved for the Indians.
He was spooked a bit by the impending blitz. Mike Schmidt may have been the guilty party.
False start on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
Right tackle, 6'2", 280-pound junior. He's the biggest guy up front for them.
Well, easiest guy to spot when he moves. You feel the ground move, some of these kids. 6'2", 280. And the ball's moved back to the 43-yard line. 2nd down, 11. Straight drop, looking for the screen.
There it is.
Pass on the flat. Jacob, good yardage. Near the 20-yard line. He's got the 1st down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. That'll stop the clock with 10 seconds remaining. North Hills going to have to use that last time out.
Or else get on the ball and just spike it. You know, if you get on the ball and spike it, you could keep that that last time out and probably have 8 or 9 seconds left, you know.
And still have the timeout,
Yeah,
right?
still have the timeout. But they chose to use the timeout. So they're at the 20. If you got a field goal kicker who kick a 37-yarder, do it.
Remember, you're talking about Hines Beach here now. You're not talking about a
well,
real
you're
football
right.
field.
True. But we're on the good side of the field, are we not?
If they try a field goal, you can bet Todd Peterson's at home saying, please don't make this. You know, it's funny, last year down, we did the AAA game. There were 4 field goals in that game between Hopewell and West Allegheny. And each team kicked 2, as I recall. And they were 4 for 4. Derek Javarone for West Allegheny. So I'm thinking,
how hard can
it be? It must be pretty difficult.
It has to be.
I talked to Jeff Reed earlier this week. The kid they signed from the Steelers, signed from North Carolina. And he said, I can't let the field bother me. And I hope he's right, but he sounded like he was whistling past the graveyard because this place has become a graveyard for place kickers.
Well, you know, and once that kind of stuff becomes like the order of the day where everybody believes it's the way it is, it's the way it is.
Like telling somebody it's a haunted house. You got to look at Chris Everett. He's hoping to get a chance. 1st and 10 from just inside the 20. No timeouts remaining now.
Get out of bounds. Get out of bounds.
He does get out of bounds. He gets about 2 yards. They call him out of bounds at the 19, maybe just inside. So now if you're going to try it, you have to do it now. And here comes Chris Everett. Chris is a junior. The field goal was 28 yards last week. He's 1 for 4 on the season. This will be a 37-yard attempt. Very little angle. They are using the high school goalpost this year. They haven't in the past. It's drawn some criticism, but these are the wider high school goalposts. North Hills hoping to get on the board. Good snap. Good hold. Kick is up, and it is no good.
Off to the left, I think.
Just slightly. Looked like it have enough distance. We've reached the end of the first half of play.
That was a nice drive by North Hills. They took it down the field.
They did.
You know, and I was glad to see them be able to stay in the game the first half because I think, you know, they play pretty tough against these guys. It wasn't like as if they got bowled over or anything. Just one of those breaks, you know, the ball pops up in the air and Ryan Mundy comes down with it and you're down 7-0. But they didn't give up. They hung in there and they actually took the ball down the field and had a chance to put some points on the board.
All right, let's go down to Trenny Kasnarek on the field. Trenny?
Well, guys, the camera's just getting here. We have George Novak. George, you've been in this position before, haven't you, against North Hills?
Yeah, North Hills, this is the same type of game we played about 4 weeks ago against them. They got a great football team. It's a great ball game out there, and they got a great defense. They stopped us a couple times. We had good field position, couldn't score. Ryan made the one big play, and we got a 6-0 lead. So.
Well, with that said, what do you change this time around that maybe to get that lead, to extend that lead that you didn't do the first time around?
We're going to have to make a couple adjustments, I think, in some of the blocking schemes. Hopefully we come out and do a little better second half.
Great. Best of luck in the second part. Sure. That's it from here for the first half. 6-0 lead for Woodland Hills. We'll be back right after this.
What a save by Hedberg! How did he do it that time? I'll never know.
Kovalev, does he have enough left to shoot? The puck does.
Saturday, November 23rd, all fans receive an Alt Samuelson bobblehead as the Pens face the Sharks. Call 412-642-PENS or go to Ticketmaster.com today.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Okay, Puddin', just getting the paper. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi.
Good morning. What's up?
Hey.
Good morning. You know, you can get the trim delivered to your home every day for 13 weeks, just $9.99.
It takes a team to turn an empty office into a comfortable, functional workplace. It begins with designers who can maximize your floor space, experts who consistently deliver the lowest prices on fine furniture from Hahn and Allsteel, and experienced installers who have earned their reputation over nearly half a century. Expertise, experience, and excellence. Trust the business furniture team at Workplace Furnishings by Mount Lebanon Office Equipment.
You got a buck, you're in luck. Grimace.
Got a buck? You're in luck, because on McDonald's Dollar Menu, you can get a delicious Beefy Big and Tasty or McChicken sandwich for just $1. Or you can add on a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, McValue fries, 2 pies, or more. All for just $1 each, every day at McDonald's.
You got a buck, you're in luck. We should take this act on the road. Maybe not.
The WPIAL Football Championships on Fox Sports Net are brought to you by Lennox Home Comfort System. Lennox makes your home a better place. And by UPMC Health System. Choose your health care as your life depended on it. Halftime at the Quad A Championship game at Heinz Field. Woodland Hills leading 6-0. We go back down to the field to Trenny Kisnarek. Trenny?
Well, Stan, it's halftime, 6-0. Woodland Hills leads it. And as the schools get bigger, so do the bands. And here we'll listen to the North Hills Indian Band.
touchdown. We were in good position. So if we can play the same type of football in the second half, we have a chance.
What can we expect to see from you guys? Your coaches told me earlier that this is the kind of weather, this is the kind of conditions you guys like to play in.
Well, I think it negates some of their speed. So we just have to do some of the things we did here at the end of the first half. We can do that, we'll be successful.
Great. Best of luck in the second half. Thank you.
Thank you.
We'll send it back upstairs now. Thanks, guys.
All right, Trenny, thanks very much. Woodland Hills in their 4th title game in a row, leading 6-0. Interestingly enough, Don, these two teams this year have now played 6 quarters. North Hills has yet to score, and Woodland Hills, as highest scoring team as there is in the WPIAL, has managed just 2 touchdowns and needed a bit of divine providence to get this one here in the first half.
Exactly. I got to tell you, I'm impressed with North Hills and how they play defensive football. I mean, I expect Woodland Hills with the caliber of players they have on both sides of the ball to play an outstanding football game every time they line up. But I know that Jack doesn't have those kind of kids on his football team this year. He's had them. I mean, he's had the LeVar Arringtons and those people in the past, the Rankies and those guys, but he doesn't really have them now. But this kid that he does have, this Bill Lamb's the real deal as far as bringing the enthusiasm and the ability to hit people to the game. I'm really impressed with number 33 for them, Bill Lamb. But they've got to get some offense going. If they can get something moving and they can score some points, they're going to make it tough on Woodland Hills.
In case you are joining us late or joined us this evening, we've had a full day of football. We have played almost a complete slate. Here's what happened earlier today. Rochester defeating Duquesne in the Class A championship game. 26-13, Rochester wins another single A crown. Seton LaSalle defeating Mars 20-6, and Seton LaSalle wins the Double A championship. And perhaps thus far the most exciting game of the day was the Triple A ball game between Hopewell and Pine Richland. Hopewell winning their first WPIAL title, 20-15, but the game ended with Pine Richland on the 2-yard line. 3rd down and goal, 4th down and goal, not able to get it in. Obviously, a touchdown. They win 21-20.
Well, it was a great football game, as you pointed out, and it's to Hopewell's credit that they were able to shut them down and allow them to get into the end zone to win the football game. It's the first WPIAL championship in the history of Hopewell High School. You can't say enough about the job that Dave Vestal and his coaching staff has done there. Kudos to them, congratulations, but the same thing could be said for those guys at Pine Richland, the coaching staff and the players. They had a great season.
Don, there's something that probably escapes us that we ought to mention. Some of these kids are playing the last football game they will ever play. Not everybody goes on to play in college. So for a lot of these kids, if they are on the losing team, they will not only never play another high school game, they'll never play another organized game of football in their lifetime.
That's a very valid point and well said. But something, Stan, if you lose in a championship game, you can always say it for the rest of your life. You say, we got beat, but we got beat in the championship.
At Heinz Field.
Yeah, and that's a lot better than saying, we played 10 times, we never won one. Or we played 10 times, we never won, we never scored a point. Oh my God, you'd want to forget about every time we played, right? But if you lose the last game, and that last game was a championship game in the WPIAL at Heinz Field, hey, it was worth it. It was a good ride.
High school football's a great endeavor, and sometimes when it's late August and you're in two-a-days, it's not a heck of a whole lot of fun, but it's one of the most fond memories of my life when you think back to the last game that I ever played, and it was on a high school field. Never got a chance to play in a college game.
Was that in Ohio, Stan?
That was in Ohio, yep.
Well, I've been in football since I was 13 years old. And, I know I'm a couple years older than you, but, you make me out to feel like ancient, and of course I'm not. But the deal is that since I was 13 years old, in the fall, it was football, organized football, junior high to high school, from high school to college, and all these years coaching. It's going to, when the day comes that I'm not doing it anymore, it's going to be like, what do I do here in August? Play golf instead of go to camp? That's going to be different.
What will you do?
I don't know.
You better think some things through here before.
I've been thinking. I haven't come up with any answers. That's the problem. But hey, and I'm sure that you'll agree with this, Dan. You've been in sports all your life as an athlete, now as a broadcaster all these years. It's great to still have your finger in it, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the reasons that I got into this, because I needed to stay close to it. I mean, once I got the stark realization that I was not going to hit the 360 and play center field for the Indians, and I realized that, that was high school was pretty much going to be it. I played some college ball, but just wasn't good enough to play at that level. Bo Schenbeckler beat me to death in practice a couple times. That was plenty, a non-scholarship walk-on, but yeah, it's just great to be involved. And this is a memory these kids will carry for the rest of their lives, whether this is their last game or not.
Right.
North Hills will receive the opening kickoff. Scott Beeker on the near side. Chris Kappas on the far side. Trailing 6-0. Pretty encouraging. The North Hills was able to put together a drive of sorts. Here's that squib again. This time, North Hills will fall on it. They'll take the good field position up at the 35-yard line. Last time, of course, they fumbled it. More than happy to start from that position. I would think, Don, after watching the first couple series, that North Hills might have needed a turnover to change field position. But the last drive of the half, even though it did not result in any points and resulted in a missed field goal, tells you that maybe they can move the football and get a score.
Well, they had some nice things going with the fullback trap and the handoff that they ran, on the perimeter, the sweep handoff. Let's see what they come back up with here now.
Counter to Rouse. Rouse gets a solid 5 yards up to the 40-yard line. Tackle by inside linebacker Yehoshua Murray. He's a senior, number 44, 6 feet, 187 pounds. 2nd down and 5 from the 40-yard line, just underway here in the third quarter.
Has Rouse gotten more carries from the line of scrimmage in this football game than he has the whole rest of the season, has he? Because he wasn't one of their big stat guys. He was a receiver for them mostly.
Yeah, wing back, 17 catches on the year. He probably has more carries, or as many carries, as their leading ball carrier, Corey Jacobs. Inside handoff. This time Jacobs loses a yard back to the 39-yard line. Mark Malloy, number 85, the first man to hit him. Corey Jacobs came into the game averaging 5 yards per carry, over 1,000 yards. He's also their leading receiver with 19 catches, but they have not thrown the ball to him, although they did try to get it to him on that middle screen, which was almost intercepted.
Right. Now they ran a little counter, and then this time it was the same counter, but they gave it to the fullback. And now watch the quarterback boot, Stan. If they come back with that quarterback boot, I think he might be able to get the perimeter.
3rd down and 6. Here's Rouse. Needs a block to get outside. Gets it. Across the 45, he's got the first down. Out to the 47, close to the 48-yard line. Sean Rouse again. Stopped by John D'Alessandro, but not before he picks up 8 yards and North Hills first down.
That was the counter handoff, and this time they went the other way with it. And I'll tell you something, Dave D'Alessandro, he got a heck of a block to spring him loose for that first down. Number 56, Dave D'Alessandro, a 6'2", 225-pound junior.
So North Hills, its last 2 possessions, has moved the ball well. They're up their own 48-yard line, trailing 6-0 in the third quarter. Jacobs across midfield into Woodland Hills territory to the 47, a solid gain of 5 on first down. Randy Wade, number 19, senior defensive end, made the stop for the Wolverines, but not before Jacobs gets 5. It'll be 2nd down and 5.
All of a sudden, we've got some offense here for North Hills now. This is the second best showing they've had this ball game. The first one, of course, being the one where they didn't get the field goal.
You know what they haven't had, Don? The 20, 25-yard run. Pretty
big.
Tough to move it 4, 5, 6 yards a pop.
They haven't broken the big one.
Here comes Rouse. Gets to the outside and is very close to the first down marker, maybe a half-yard shy. Murray makes the tackle with help from Wade. Depends on the spot.
It's hard to break the big one against these guys, Stan, because they're so good defensively and they can run you down. I mean, these guys swarm to the ball. I mean, as far as pursuit is concerned, they pursue. They get there in a hurry.
The gain is 4. They are about a yard shy of the first down. 3rd down and 1. Jacobs on the straight handoff. He has the first down inside the 42, close to the 41-yard line. That'll be good for a North Hills first down. Mark Yezevich, number 35, makes the stop for Woodland Hills.
And as we said earlier, Yezevich and Ryan Mundy are the two guys that go both ways for these people, especially in the tough games. And this is a tough game. 6-0 with 8:43 to go in the third period.
That's a great description. This is a tough game. North Hills now actually has more first downs than does Woodland Hills, but they trail 6-0. Here's the counter play, and this time Rouse is smacked in the backfield and dropped for a 2-yard loss to the 44. Calvin Jacobs, number 42, junior defensive lineman, makes the stop for the Wolverines.
They ate that play up. I mean, they tried to run that reverse, and they were there. They ate it up. Jacobs and a host of others just stuffed it. So now you got second and long yardage. You got second and 12 or 13. What does this change? Do you go back to that counter where you run the counter handoff to the outside? Do you fake the counter handoff? Does the quarterback run a boot, or do they throw the ball?
These and more pertinent questions about to be answered. Straight drop, pop pass over the middle. It is caught near the 36-yard line. The pass complete to the tight end, Bill Lamb. Good gain of 7 yards, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5.
Well, Bill Lamb is actually coming into this game was their leading pass receiver.
Yep.
You know, he caught 18 passes coming in here. I think that's his first reception tonight, and it was a good reception, and it puts them in position for a first down here at the 37-yard line. They got 3rd and about, what, 6?
That ties him with Corey Jacobs for the team lead. Here's Rouse trying to get outside. Gets inside the 35 to the 34. He'll be short of the first down, but certainly a makeable 4th down and 3 now.
You know what, Stan? Those are all tough yards. You know what I mean? That kid's turning it up, and there are black and turquoise shirts and helmets all over him, but there are some white shirts with red striping blocking for him and helping him to get the tough yards. But, I mean, it's not easy swimming down that end of the pool.
A lot of people like 35 to 34 games, but you've got to like these kinds of games too.
Absolutely.
People are knocking each other at the line of scrimmage.
I love defensive football. I really do.
4th down and 3. Pro set backfield behind Fichtner. It's a keeper. Needs a block. He's got the first down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Fichtner did a nice job waiting for his blockers to form and then cut off the block when he finally got it. He's got the first down. Good block by tailback Corey Jacobs.
All it is the quarterback sweep. You know, he looks for daylight. He turns it up, and I mean, second effort probably got him that first down. He's a tough kid, this Scott Fichtner, and he's 5'11", 180, so that's not small. I mean, he's got some size to him.
Nice kick-out block by Jacobs on Leach. This is the 11th play of this drive, which began at the 34-yard line. Yard by yard, 3 yards by 3 yards. Fichtner looking to throw. He's got room to run. 25 and knocked out of bounds inside the 25, the 23-yard line by Murray. But that is a pickup of nearly 7.
He wanted to throw a bootleg pass, Stan. He faked to his tailback, and he was looking downfield for a receiver. Couldn't find one right away, and he saw that big opening there to his right side, and he took it and got good yardage on it.
This drive began at the 34. 11 plays now. 42-yard drive, you know, in chunks of 3s and 4s and 5s. Flag down before the snap.
Right tackle moved. I think
Right.
number 76, Mike Schmidt, I think he moved before the snap.
When you're getting only 3s, 4s, and 5s a pop, that's a big 5 to make up.
That hurts. That really hurts you because, you know, you got things really going now. It's like we said, it's all tough yards, but you're moving the sticks. That hurts. But this quarterback, I'll tell you, Scott Fichtner, he's been playing a smart football game.
Watch the right side of your screen.
Yeah, there he is. The right tackle just moved before the snap of the ball.
So the ball moves back to the 29. Just about the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd down and 9.
Whatever they had called the last play, they've changed it.
Jacobs up the middle. He dives to the 25-yard line, a pickup of 4. That'll bring a 3rd down and 5. Ryan Mundy makes the initial hit. Help from Murray, number 44. Chief Henderson, junior defensive end.
I tell you, I don't know if North Hills is going to win this game, Stan, but this is the way you beat Woodland Hills. I mean,
Keep it away from them.
Look at the clock. It's 5:31 and ticking. All right, and they haven't touched the ball yet the second half.
So this drive coming up on 7 minutes. This is the 13th play coming up, not counting the penalty. Blitz on. Fichter looking in trouble, and he's sacked. Knocked down from behind by Yehoshua Murray. So that'll bring up 4th down and 11.
The east and west stuff against these guys now. The quarterback's just going to run a quarterback sweep to the left. He's got a blocker out in front of him. But the bottom line is he's going east and west, and these guys are so fast. They get there. You can't turn the corner on them. They get there.
Don, would you consider punting here? I know it's only the 30, but if you don't make it, you give them the ball back at the 30, or maybe you get them down around the 5-yard line.
You know, it's not a bad strategy. I don't think I would do it. Obviously, McCurry's not going to do it. I mean, he's down here. He wants to see if he can make that 11 yards up, get that first down or more.
4th and 11. Fichter's got some time. Now he throws back over the middle. Would have been short of the first down anyway. Mark Yezevich batted it away, but again, even if it had been complete, there's a flag down where the receiver went down and lost his footing. There's a flag down at the 28-yard line. Looks like it's going to go against North Hills. That'll be the flag.
To Donfield on the offense. Penalties refused. Woodland Hills first down.
So Woodland Hills takes over on downs. 4:26 to play, third quarter. Woodland Hills leads at 6-0. We'll be back on Fox Sports Net.
I was thinking the worst. I was just being a regular human being. I mean, just sitting there watching him open up the folder to tell me this. One, I didn't know what Hodgkin's disease was. Whatever's in you, this cancer, is eating you. It was one of the scariest moments of my life. My doctors know what they're doing. That will determine whether someone like me lives or dies.
In the recent listing of America's best doctors, virtually all the cancer doctors in Western Pennsylvania work at UPMC. No wonder UPMC is the top-rated cancer program in the state.
My son was just born 7 weeks ago tomorrow, and I'm going to be here for a long time to come to be with him. I got to make it through with the Cancer Center's help to make sure this guy gets on a good foot.
Time now for the Tribune Review game summary. Chris Morgan of Woodland Hills, 18 carries, 70 yards. Ryan Mundy, 2 catches for 80 and a touchdown. North Hills, 97 yards in the last 2 drives, but still have not scored a point. 1st and 10, Woodland Hills. This is their first touch of the second half. And their first play goes for no gain. Pierre Pleasant makes the tackle for Penn Hills. 2nd down and 10. Quarterback Scott Fichter for North Hills, 2 for 5, 29 yards. And at some point, they're going to have to hit something, Don, to change things around.
And you know what scares you is you know that at any moment, these guys who have the ball right now, they can break it to the house.
Inside handoff. Morgan gets 3 to the 33 to bring up 3rd down and 7. You know, we talk about ball possession. Remember the long drive at the end of the first half, and this long drive, which took 7 minutes, didn't result in any points. They ran off 24 consecutive offensive plays, including the field goal attempt, but they come away with no points.
Well, the biggest thing that hurt them there, of course, was the right tackle when he moved, you know, and got him a 5-yard procedure penalty. That killed that drive.
3rd down and 7. Woodland Hills offense got to be pretty cold. Selman. Short drop, fired, caught by Edwell for a 1st down at the 43-yard line. Let's go down to the field to Trenny. Hey, Trenny.
Hi, guys. Well, a name we've heard a lot today is Bill Lamb. He is the all-time leading tackler at North Hills, and that passes a pretty famous guy named LeVar Arrington. But when I asked the coaches the obvious question, where is he going to school, they said nowhere. He isn't getting any offers from any major schools because everyone that sees him says he's just too small to play against the big guys.
Thanks, Trenny. You know, some guys, however, can just flat out play the game, and Bill Lamb is one of those guys. Got 2 receptions here tonight. Here's the handoff to Morgan. Not much doing there. By the way, that was a beautiful pass. Selman to Edwell, number 84. That's their longest pass. I should say longest pass downfield. Untouched by defenders
by
anyway.
defending backs. You know, Selman threw a nice ball there. That's one thing about him. You know, he's a junior quarterback, 6'3", 190. Throwing the ball isn't their forte, but they throw it enough so that you have to respect them defensively, and you've got to be balanced on that side of the ball. He throws a good ball, and that one he threw there was an excellent pass, right on the money.
Well, they may have to throw again here. Selman is 3 for 5 for 91 yards and, of course, the touchdown. That delayed handoff is going nowhere. Big loss. Dave D'Alessandro, number 56, with help from Pierre Pleasant, come in to make the tackle. It'll be 3rd down and long. Coming up after the game, it's Pittsburgh Sports Tonight. It's 30 minutes of nightly sports news completely dedicated to the home teams throughout Pittsburgh. For extended regional highlights and in-depth interviews, get Pittsburgh Sports Tonight immediately after our game, only on Fox Sports Net.
That's a nice name. I like that name. Pierre Pleasant. He's 6'2", 300 pounds. He's Pleasant.
Good thing he's Pleasant. Imagine if he wasn't at that size. 3rd down and 13 for the Wolverines. Their own 41-yard line movement. Maybe North Hills and Pierre Pleasant.
That's not good.
That's not a pleasant thing to do.
That is not good. I mean, that happens to you down on the other side of the ball. I mean, you give them 5 yards when they were 3rd down and about 13.
Good ball. Encroachment on the defense. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
I mean, nobody moved on the offensive side of the ball. Nobody flinched. The quarterback didn't do any head jerk. It was just boom.
Well, that makes it a 3rd down and 8. Still a long conversion, but certainly more makeable than 3rd and 13. The Wolverines at their own 46, leading 6-0 late in the 3rd quarter.
Here's
Morgan. He's got the 1st down. He's in North Hills territory, knocked out at the 45-yard line, but the gain is 10 and a 1st down. Badekeefer knocked him out of bounds, but there is the penalty. Otherwise, it's 4th down and 3.
They'd be punting. If it wasn't for going off sides now, if it wasn't for that move by Pierre, I mean, they have to punt the football. North Hills gets it back. Now, what's happened? They may sustain a drive. They've got a 1st down. They're at your 45-yard line.
Even if they don't and eventually have to punt,
field
position is going to knock you back.
Exactly. And when you're down 6-0 in these kind of conditions, field position is just about everything.
Snow has started again. Been intermittent throughout the game, but the wind has picked up. 1st and 10 from the 45-yard line. Morgan.
Chris Morgan.
Picking his way and driving hard. Didn't look like much. That's a heck of a good run, a 4.5-yard gain when there wasn't much there. That's a good run by Chris Morgan, who now is approaching 100 yards on the evening. Mike Zerwine made the tackle, but not before he picks up 4.5. It'll be 2nd down and 6, under 50 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter.
He drug about 5 guys with him, Stan, on that play right there to pick up those tough 3 or 4 yards that he got. And they're nothing fancy right now. They haven't run a reverse the whole game, and that's one of the things that they always love to do.
Inside handoff to the fullback, Yezevich gets a couple. 39, 38-yard line. That'll bring up a 3rd down and 4. You know, Morgan did not play last year. He had 2 knee surgeries, once before the season began, once after. He did not play at all his junior year. But here he is, coming up on 1,500 yards rushing this season. So a terrific comeback for Chris Morgan, who is not a big kid. He's 5'11", 176 pounds. And that is going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. We go to quarter number 4. Woody High 12 minutes away from their next championship, trying to make it 2 in a row. We'll be back with the 4th quarter in just a moment.
The buzz has been so great on the all-new 2003 Accord that we've had to keep it under wraps. Oops. See more at Beryl Honda in Wexford, Pittsburgh's largest Honda dealer.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Okay, Puddin'. Just getting the paper. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning.
What's up?
Hey.
Good morning. You know, you can get the Trib delivered to your home every day for 13 weeks, just $9.99.
You got a buck, you're in luck. Grimace. Bob Woodland.
Got a buck? You're in luck, because on McDonald's Dollar Menu, you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty or McChicken sandwich for just $1. Or you can add on a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, McValue fries, 2 pies, or more, all for just $1 each, every day at McDonald's.
You got a buck, you're in luck. We should take this act on the road. Maybe not.
Save over $14,000 versus new on Beryl Pre-Owned Cadillacs. 2002 sedan DeVille's $27,490 with 3.9% financing and a 6-year, 100,000-mile warranty. Backed by Beryl Cadillac, Route 19 in Wexford.
College football Saturday. The Cougars can smell the roses, but they want more. For the Huskies, an upset makes their season. College football Saturday, presented by Kyocera on Fox Sports Net.
This week on the NFL Show, the guys look back at McNabb's heroic effort and break down what the Eagles must do to stay in the playoff hunt. And you'll never believe what the Niners are saying as Tommy visits the Bay. The NFL Show on Fox Sports Net.
Welcome back to Heinz Field. One of these two teams is 12 minutes away from a WPIAL championship. Right now, Edge Woodland Hills. They lead 6-0. They face a third down at the 38-yard line. Selman looking to throw. Got a lot of room to run. 35, 30. Got the first down inside the 30 at the 28-yard line. Good decision by quarterback Dennis Selman, who picks up the first down for Woody High.
Somebody lost containment on this side of the defense here, on the bottom of the defense. And you just can't let that quarterback drop back like that and give him the whole outside to run at. I mean, it's a giveaway, and it's a giveaway deep down in your own territory. When you're struggling to stay in the game and you're only up, I mean, you're down rather 6-0. If they score again down here, North Hills is in big trouble.
Corey Lasik made the tackle for North Hills. They would be in trouble, down 2 scores. And again, the wind is in their face here in the fourth quarter. Morgan cuts inside, gets a couple down to the 26-yard line. After 3 quarters, first downs even. Rushing even. The difference, the 63-yard touchdown pass. Well, that difference in the scoreboard and difference in passing yardage and difference in total yardage. There it is.
The tip touchdown pass.
Exactly 63 yards differential in total yardage.
But the truth of the matter is, North Hills has never really mounted a serious drive to get in the end zone for a touchdown.
Deepest penetration was the 19-yard line, ended in this field goal on the last play of the first half.
There's a boot. There's a guy wide open.
Looking, and it is caught for a first down and more. It goes to the tight end, Matt Yezevich, and Matt has a first down inside the 10-yard line near the 5-yard line.
You know, that was a nice play. You know, you pound them off tackle, you run little counter tray. And here's the play right here. It's a boot. Yezevich is wide open coming across the field, number 16. Makes a big play of it, takes it down inside around the 5-yard line. Yezevich, of course, is the brother of the fullback, Mark Yezevich,
who is on his way to Pitt.
Exactly.
Matt, his 11th catch of the year. He averages 14 yards per reception. Inside handoff, but going absolutely nowhere on this play is Chris Morgan. Outstanding penetration by Bill Lamb, help from Chris Kappas. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 6.
Bill Lamb makes tackles all over the field. He comes off the edge, comes up the middle. This time he came off the edge, made the play. No gain.
You got to love those short sleeves, too. That's grand Pittsburgh tradition there.
You know what? I bet you those guys aren't cold to lick out there. I know they're not cold to lick out there. Coaches aren't even cold right now. There's a lot of adrenaline going on in their bodies.
What do you say about announcers?
We're cold. Where's the coffee?
2nd down and goal from the 6-yard line. It's Morgan again. Trying to get outside. He'll not get there. He's inside the 5. They'll mark him down just inside the 5. That'll bring up 3rd down and goal. Scott Fichter, the quarterback and cornerback, knocked him out of bounds. And for right now, it's survival for North Hills.
Giving the Indians a lot of credit. I mean, they're not going to give them anything easy. I mean, Woodland Hills got a big chunk of this yardage on that bootleg pass that Matt Yezevich caught. But now going back to their running game, North Hills is making it tough on them.
Remember, Woodland Hills does really not have anyone to execute a field goal, which of course would put them up into a 2-score range. 3rd and goal, quick drop, pass, end zone, and it is incomplete. Batted away at the last second by Scott Fichter, who's playing strong both sides of the ball. It is 4th down and goal from just inside the 5. Now the pressure's on George Novak. What do you call?
Well, you know, they have kicked field goals in the past. They had a guy that Mark Yezevich, I mean, the fullback, has kicked field goals prior to this game. He attempted one against us and missed it.
Well, this is nothing more than an extra point here.
Yeah, it's on the 5-yard line.
About a 22-yarder. Mark Yezevich, who missed the extra point after the touchdown, falls down. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 22-yard field goal for Mark Yezevich boosts the Woodland Hills lead to 9-0. 9:39 to play. We'll be back to Heinz Field right after this.
We don't bring together hospitals just to get big. We don't have our own health plan just to be in the insurance business. We don't invest in doctors and technology or follow the U.S. News rankings of best hospitals just to pat ourselves on the back. We do it so the people of Western Pennsylvania get the finest care in the country. Right here. At UPMC, we don't have one good reason for why we do what we do. We have 4,000,001.
The WPIAL Football Championships on Fox Sports Net are brought to you by the UPMC Health System. Choose your health care as if your life depended on it. That drive by Woodland Hills for the field goal, 15 plays, 65 yards, taking up 6 minutes and 47 seconds of time.
And what was the biggest play in the drive? North Hills goes offsides. A 5-yard penalty that allowed them to get a first down. When that penalty hadn't existed, then Chris Morgan would not have had enough yardage for the first down. They would have had the punt.
3rd and 13, dropped down to 3rd and 8, and Morgan ran for 10 yards and a first down and kept that drive alive.
In a game like this, it always comes down to turnovers, mental mistakes, that type of thing. They kill you.
Kappas and Fichter back deep. Yezevich, who kicked the field goal, 22 yards. That is a huge field goal for Woodland Hills. Now it takes 2 scores for North Hills. Squibs it again. Oh, it hits a player, one of the up men, and fortunately bounces to another North Hills player. Otherwise, that's a live ball.
What a way to get field position.
I mean, you know, Yezevich must have been great at dodgeball. If they played that in elementary school, he must have been a champion.
You know, that's called a squib kick. When you squib it, you want to make sure it doesn't hit anybody in the front line, because this way it has a chance to go down the field a little bit. But, you know, hey, they've recovered one of those today.
Well, North Hills again with excellent field position. There is certainly more than enough time. 9 minutes, 37 seconds to play in the 4th quarter.
But you know what, Stan?
Loses a yard.
You got to let it hang out now.
Yeah.
It's time now to let it hang out. You got 9:26. You got good field position.
Yehoshua Murray makes the tackle on Jacobs, who loses a yard to the 41. 2nd down, 11. The Indians with all 3 timeouts remaining. Fichter 2 for 5 passing for 25 yards. Looking, throwing, sideline, incomplete. Pass low and behind the intended receiver Sean Rouse. That'll bring up 3rd down and 11.
He had a better target over here on this side of the field. Chris Hubert was open, number 8, on this left side, but he looked to the right, and that's where he threw it.
Well, if they are unable to convert and have to punt it away, they may not see the ball for a while because the last drive by Woody High was 6:47.
You're absolutely right. That's exactly what their game plan will be.
Fichter got room to run to the 45, 50, got the first down into Woodland Hills territory at the 44-yard line. So Scott Fichter picks up a much-needed first down, going back to throw. Big lane opened up, and he took advantage of it. There it is.
He scrambled hard. Here he comes. Big hole, like you said. He scrambled hard. He's coming up the field. He knew where the sticks were. He made sure he got that first down.
Made it by about 4 yards. The ball at the 45-yard line. Jacob, big hole, 30, 25, 20, inside the 20 and down to the 15-yard line.
That was another trap up the middle, fullback trap. What a great play, big yardage. Biggest play of the night for North Hills.
Devon Lyons, number 18, saved the touchdown. That's the biggest run of the ball game for North Hills. Their biggest offensive play, a 30-yard gain, a trap up the middle by Corey Jacobs.
Great trap by Tom Graham, number 65, the left guard. He came across and made the trap. Tom Graham, 6'1", 240-pound senior left guard.
1st and 10 from just inside the 15-yard line. North Hills again showing life. Time is not on the side of North Hills. They're taking their time here at the line of scrimmage. Here's a bootleg. Fichter needs a block to gain the corner. Gets one. 10. Fichter to the 5. He's got the first down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line where it'll be 1st and goal. Murray pushes him out of bounds, but it's an 11-yard gain and a North Hills first down.
Just about the time we were thinking that 9-0 would be more than North Hills could overcome, they put together a drive like this and get it down to the 5-yard line where they have an opportunity now to score, get back in the game at 9-7 even.
Woodland Hills, remember, in its last 6 games has given up a grand total of 22 points, and 17 of those came last week to Gateway. Jacobs, left tackle, gets 2 to the 2-yard line. It'll be 2nd down and goal. Lyons made the tackle.
The last 3 times that North Hills is lined up offensively, ready to snap the ball stand. Check this out on this next offensive play for North Hills. Woodland Hills has nobody in the middle of the field in the secondary.
So a play fake and maybe a toss to the tight end, Bill Lamb here.
Exactly. I'll tell you what, I'm impressed with that because, you know what, you could be an offensive coordinator.
I would have trouble being an announcer. Jacobs looking for a hole. He finds one. He scores. And North Hills, after going scoreless against Woodland Hills for 7 quarters, scores a touchdown. They'll go for the 1 here to make it 9-7.
That was a gutsy drive by those North Hills Indians. A lot of nice calls. The biggest play in that drive, of course, was the trap up the middle. But here's the touchdown run. Great run by Corey Jacobs up through the gut. Nice blocking up front. He gets in the end zone to make it 9-6. Very important extra point right here.
Chris Everett with the kick. It is up. It's good. And it is good. A 57-yard drive on 7 plays. A 2-yard run by Jacobs. And we've got ourselves a football game. Woodland Hills lead now reduced to 2, 9-7.
Honey, breakfast is ready.
Okay, Puddin', just getting the paper. Good morning. Good morning. Hey. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey.
Good morning. What's up?
Hey.
Good morning. You know, you can get the Trib delivered to your home every day for 13 weeks, just $9.99.
You got a buck, you're in luck. Grimace. Buck woman.
Got a buck? You're in luck, because on McDonald's Dollar Menu, you can get a delicious beefy big and tasty or McChicken sandwich for just $1. Or you can add on a snack-sized fruit and yogurt parfait, McValue fries, 2 pies, or more. All for just $1 each, every day at McDonald's.
You got it, Buck. You're in luck. We should take this act on the road. Maybe not.
7:05 to play in this Quad A championship game. Now, if you want to be a champion, you have to respond when called upon. And now, after North Hills responds, it's Woodland Hills' turn to see if they can respond. Their lead reduced now to 2 points, 9-7. Everett will kick off. Ryan Mundy on the near side. Chris Morgan in the middle.
Got to kick it deep and cover this thing and try to keep them in the hole as much as possible at the very beginning of this next possession.
Short kick touched by a Woodland Hills player. And the return by Murray across the 25-yard line to the 27-yard line. And Woodland Hills, last drive, a solid 6-minute and 47-second drive, which led to the field goal, which has them ahead.
Now, if you're Jack McCurry and you're his defensive coordinator, Pat Carey, you're telling your defensive people, keep playing the way you've been playing. You've been playing tough. You've done a great job against this very talented Woodland Hills team, but don't make the mental mistakes. When it's 3rd down and 8, don't jump off sides and give them 3rd and 2.
Woodland Hills has won 24 consecutive WPIAL games, and that streak is on the line. Inside handoff. Morgan a couple across the 25 out to the 27, 28-yard line. Bill Lamb made the tackle.
Bill Lamb, who else? Bill Lamb, Bill Lamb, Bill Lamb. I mean, what a leader he is for this defensive unit.
He has played as advertised. Talk about 24 straight wins for Woodland Hills. They are 48-1 in WPIAL games.
Yeah, can you imagine that?
48-1
the last 49 outings.
That's approaching Miami of Florida territory. The gain is 1. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Morgan finds room. Chris Morgan, very close to the first down. He's got the first down at the 39-yard line. The tackle by Corey Lasik. That throws down to Trenny Kisnerick.
Watch this play if we can get it.
Well, guys, Chris Morgan has all that room to run thanks to his starting 5 on the offensive line. They average 292 pounds. That's bigger than most of your D2 and D3 line. Robert Litchis is the biggest. He's 307 pounds. The smallest, if you can call that, is Marty Coyne, who's put on 20 pounds this season. He weighs in at 265.
That is bigger than most Division 2.
Oh, yeah.
Division 3 lines. 1st and 10. Morgan running hard, running tough to the 45-yard line. A solid pickup of 6 on 1st down. Kappas made the tackle, but the big 1st down, the big 6-yard gain on 1st down, and the clock runs at 5:35.
You have to really be impressed with the way Chris Morgan runs. I mean, the previous play, he made a beautiful cut. He was starting to his left, and he cut back over the middle for big yardage. I mean, this kid is... I mean, last year it was Steve Breston. Chris Morgan, along with Ryan Mundy, is a big part of their success.
Over 100 yards rushing. Mundy motion, far side, inside handoff. Yezevich, no gain. No gain. Solid penetration by linebacker Corey Lasik and Bill Lamb. It'll bring up 3rd down and 4. A critical play for both these teams.
You can't tell me that Bill Lamb can't play Division I or 1AA football somewhere. I mean, the guy, there's a lot of guys out there playing in Division I football that aren't 6'4", 6'5", playing inside linebacker. There's guys out there 6'1". There's guys out there 6 foot, 245 pounds that can run, hit people.
Well, apparently West Virginia now is interested.
I'll be talking to people about them. I'll talk to these college coaches that come through my office.
All right, Woodland Hills on this critical 4th and 4 decides to take the first of their 3 timeout. 4:33 to play in the game. Woodland Hills clinging to that 2-point lead.
The design and performance are unsurpassed. They offer comfort, and best of all, this high-performance line uses up to 50% less fuel. The Lennox line of high-efficiency furnaces.
To enjoy the quiet comfort of a reliable, efficient Lennox furnace in your home, call 1-800-9-LENNOX for the dealer nearest you. Lennox, unparalleled savings, comfort, and performance.
This patient is getting a new treatment at one of the best clinical cancer centers in America, where tumors are tracked and destroyed without invading the body, and powerful new drugs can wipe out cancer cells wherever they find them. But today, her treatment will be different, because it's for her spirit. The Allegheny Cancer Center, part of the West Penn Allegheny Cancer Institute.
Perhaps the most critical play in the football game. It is 3rd down and 4. I misspoke. I know that's a shock to you. Not 4th down. It is 3rd down and 4. Morgan, big hole. He's got the first down and plenty more. Finally dragged down at the North Hills 39-yard line. Huge run by Chris Morgan.
Nothing fancy about that, just an off-tackle power play. I mean, they block people. Big hole. Big hole, good run, breaks tackles. That was a critical play for North Hills' defense. They didn't answer that one.
Robert Licious, Paul Sperduto, Marty Coyne, Josh Bannister, Phil Hall, opening up a big hole on a big play. The clock running to the 4-minute mark. A fresh set of downs for the Woodland Hills Wolverines, seeking their second consecutive Quad A WPIAL championship. Morgan dancing inside, drives to the 30-yard line, and just shy of another first down. Lamb made the tackle, but now that big Wolverine offensive line starting to take over. It's been a fatiguing night for Lamb and the North Hills Indians, but all of a sudden that Woodland Hills offensive line starting to drive them off the ball, Don.
Yeah, and Morgan has kicked it into overdrive himself. I mean, he's had a tremendous number of carries tonight. He's been a real workhorse, but it doesn't seem like it's affected him here as far as being tired or anything is concerned. They run trips. He takes it inside, he takes it outside, big hole, big yardage.
2nd down and a yard. Daniel, the fullback now. Here's Morgan again. Follows McDaniel's lead. He's got the first down, driving inside the 25 to the 24-yard line. Another first down for Woodland Hills. A terrific block by the fullback, Joe McDaniel. He was in there for Yezevich. It's a first down at the 24.
Well, I'm very, very impressed with the way Chris Morgan has played tonight. I mean, he's played well all year long. I've seen a lot of film on him, and of course we played against him, in person. But this is probably one of his finest efforts throughout the whole season tonight.
The North Hills probably is going to have to start using their timeouts here. The dive play, 21-yard line. McDaniel, the carrier. It's a 3-yard gain to the 21-yard line. 2nd down and 7. The clock running.
Well, the fullback is certainly the workhorse as far as the block is concerned in this offense, or whoever the tailback is, and tonight, of course, it's Chris Morgan. But this Joe McDaniels is a good football player in his own right. He's only a junior. He's 6 foot, 203 pounds. He'll probably weigh about 245 next year.
Well, Woodland Hills, just as we suggested, is doing what they have to do. They've used already over 5 minutes on this drive. We hit the 2-minute mark. 2nd and 7. Morgan driving. He's got another first down. He stays in bounds. The clock will stop as the chains move, but another solid run by Morgan. He's got the first down at the 13-yard line.
They're just running stretch outside or power inside. Stretch outside, power inside. And like you said earlier, Stan, what's happened here now is, even with Bill Lamb being the force that he is defensively, the offensive forward wall of Woodland Hills has taken over the game.
No question. And that goes right back to responding like a champion.
Yes.
This is what champions do.
Yes.
Mundy in motion, near side. Morgan slips as he gets the handoff. Keeps his feet. Morgan is inside the 10 and down near the 7-yard line. North Hills has got to use their timeouts. If not, this game is going to end with the ball in Woodland Hills' hands.
Well, how many yards has Morgan rushed for so far tonight?
He's coming up near 130. And meantime, the clock runs. Morgan now, 15 carries, 148 yards. And 63 in this drive alone, Don.
8 carries for 63 in this drive. He's had an awesome night, and he's not done yet.
Morgan driving, touchdown, Woodland Hills. What a drive by the Wolverines.
He's had a marquee game, Chris Morgan has, and so has that offensive line, and so has that fullback. Whether it be Yezevich or McDaniels, they have done the job that a fullback has to do for that kind of a tailback and a tailback-oriented offense.
Outstanding block by Josh Bannister, who pulled and sealed and enabled Morgan to get to the end zone. A 73-yard drive on 11 plays, and they ate up 6 minutes and 24 seconds in doing so. The extra point attempt is up, and it is no good. Only 41 seconds remain. Woodland Hills about to make it 2 in a row. They lead 15-7.
Do you take pride in what you do? Do others recognize you as a leader? Are you passionate about education and mentoring young people? If so, the Academy has an opportunity for you. A nationally recognized innovator in working with today's youth, the Academy is currently seeking individuals to teach, counsel, and coach the next generation. For more information, call the Academy at 412-885-5200. The Academy, where hard work and dedication still matter.
The Peterson Event Center is about to tip off. Coming up next on Pittsburgh Sports Tonight, we'll preview tomorrow night's clash between Pitt and Duquesne. The Steelers talk about stopping Bengals back Corey Dillon, and we'll go behind enemy lines to hear from the hated Bengals. Plus, can the Pens get their first win in nearly 3 weeks? We'll let you know. Your teams, your town, your show, next on Pittsburgh Sports Tonight.
The last 2 offensive drives for Woodland Hills, they ate up more than 13 minutes of clock and scored a touchdown and a field goal, and therein lies the story of the game. And remember, North Hills' first drive, they were on the field for over 7 minutes, so they didn't even touch the ball till there were 5 minutes to go in the third quarter.
Well, North Hills, you know, if you start to scare them a little bit where they're in jeopardy maybe of losing the game, then they circle the wagons, they pull all together, and they shut you down, and they run over you, and they get in the end zone, they put you away. This is what's happened here. You know, 15 to 7. For all intents and purposes, unless we see some kind of a miracle here, it's over.
Well, the one thing the extra point miss did was keep North Hills' hopes alive of a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But in this condition, it's been pretty tough for that to happen. Again, the squib kick is effective. North Hills gets the ball to 24. In 38 seconds, they have all timeouts remaining.
And every squib kick, they fallen down on the ball. That was kicked kind of deep. You could have picked that up and maybe got 10 or 15 yards. But that's what the squib kick does. I mean, if the guys aren't ready for it and they're just thinking in terms of covering the football, and they end up falling on it, and that's where the play dies.
There you see Chris Morgan, 155 yards, scored the touchdown that probably salted this game away.
I think this kid could play for somebody, too, the way he runs the football. I mean, maybe it's not Pitt or Penn State, but there's somebody out there he could play for.
Got good instincts and a tough, hard runner. But it's been a tough, hard football game for Woodland Hills. Halfback pass, Burks throwing back to Fichter, but he is hit, and he is going to be dropped. Jaquan Leach saw it all the way as they tried the quarterback throwback. They pretty much have to go with those kinds of plays. They're not using any of their timeouts, Don.
Well, I think...
Why not? Why not give yourself a chance?
He should call a timeout and try another razzle-dazzle play, you know, but
they're not going to get another playoff. Well, Don?
I don't understand that.
No, I do not either. They're not going to get another playoff. Don, it's been a real pleasure. Thanks to everybody on our crew. They do not get the playoff, and the game ends. The final score, Woodland Hills 15, North Hills 7. Woody High, their second consecutive WPIAL championship. Now we go to Pittsburgh Sports Tonight with Dan Kotash and Brent Stover.